Ag Week Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Will spring weather ever head our way? Here's John with our Agri-weather outlook.
Spring has been a tough one over the agricultural regions of the Midwest. Very stormy weather, very cold weather over some still snow-covered areas of the northern plains. I do see some things happening that will change that, but we have to get there first. And this next full week, the areas of particularly North Dakota, southern Manitoba, where we just can't seem to melt the winter snowpack, we may even add to it. So that's going to cause some serious issues there. The stormy weather in the midsection of the country, which has been in the mid-south, is actually going to start working its way up into the Midwest. It's already done that some, and I think we may see more of that this coming week. And the snow, we are looking at least one more powerful potential snowstorm coming out into some parts of the northern Great Plains in this forecast period. Here's the pattern right now. Jet stream is still favoring pretty cold weather. We do have a little bit of a warm-up as we start it here on this weekend. Some above freezing and actually fairly mild temperatures into the northern plains, and not really a lot of cold weather in the country except out over the mountains of the west. However, as this storm system moves up out of the southern Rockies into the northern plains by about the Tuesday-Wednesday period, where, by the way, it's likely to lay down a swath of heavy snow somewhere across this area. Of course, you'll need a more precise up-to-the-minute forecast to say where that's going to go. If that heavy precipitation falls on snow-covered North Dakota, Manitoba, it's going to do a couple of things. One, it's going to exacerbate the flood problems that are likely to happen when that all melts. And secondly, it will likely further delay spring planting in these areas that still are dealing with tremendous amounts of snow on the ground. A little further south, it's probably just going to be another round of rain and storms for the western part of the Midwest. Now, let's move on through the week. That storm system will deliver another shot of cold air. Doesn't look like it's going to have a lot of staying power. Ridging in the west will force some milder air up into western Canada, and this really cold weather will gradually get squeezed out. We're not going to see by the end of the week a lot of really warm weather, except in the deep southeastern part of the country, but it looks like a lot of the country will be a bit milder. Over the heavy snowpack, going to be hard to get rid of the cold air, but it looks like as we get toward the mid part of April, we may actually start to do that. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to be suddenly nice. Over the snow-covered areas, we're still going to have some much cooler weather. It'll get chilly at night over that snowpack, but it looks like we will start melting some of that snow. And in general, the temperature pattern across the country looks a bit more benign, a lot of it owing itself to a split flow in the jet stream, which should knock a little of the energy out. But this week, a heavy snowstorm turning to rain and storms. The second week of the period, probably going to be a lot less active with scattered areas of rain, snow in the northwest and a little bit of precipitation in the eastern Corn Belt, but not so heavy.